Okay, so as you can see, I'm using Record It, which is a screen recording app that's been recommended, it was very well recommended by a YouTube guy who seemed to be very reliable. So I'm trying it out. This is the free version. I'm just waiting for some money to clear into my bank account, and then I'm going to basically get my hands on the paid version. I'm going to basically try and get my hands on the paid version, which is only like £5 for a lifetime subscription. But yeah, basically, the channel. What am I doing here? I guess what you could say I'm doing is I'm just basically trying to see if I can kill two birds with one stone. The first stone is, or the first bird, basically consists of the fact that sometimes for a long time I've been working on Procreate, maybe about 3 years. I've been working on the program Procreate. This is Procreate here. And basically I found that certain things have been easier than others. I mean, when it comes to doing, for example, a still life or copying something down, that's very easy, because all you really need to do is, it's basically like a QR code. You just copy pixel for pixel what you see on the other side of the screen. You copy that down, and then you've basically done a still life. But when it comes to actually inventing your own things, like you can see here, this is the front cover of a graphic novel that I'm just beginning to work on. It looks fairly colourful there, but then you zoom in, because I did it at this basically aspect ratio. But then you zoom in, you have to zoom in, you have to get the detail. So at the moment I'm working on the detail, and I figured the best way for me, the thing that's always worked for me when it comes to working on detail, is to actually talk through what I'm doing. So rather than just saying, okay, I'm going to try and draw something complicated, and then just sitting there in silence and drawing it, I do what most YouTube creators and what most artists would do if they were teaching someone else. And I literally go through it, I literally piece it together, I literally piece the thing together. Sorry, I'm just in the mall at the moment, so there's you can expect there to be other people talking and stuff like that, but hopefully you can hear what I'm saying. So I just piece it together myself, is what I'm trying to say. But yeah, this thing here that you're looking at is basically the story that I've got so far, and this is how I work on this, how I'm working on this graphic novel, is I'm basically figuring it out as I go along. The story so far is that there's basically these guys are like it's the year, almost the year 6000, or it's around the year 6000 AD, and basically this group of guys who are basically like an advancement of the CERN situation. So they're basically people who are have invented some kind of particle accelerator or some kind of thing. Obviously, fusion is a thing that people have. We've cracked fusion probably in the year like 3000 or something, but by now, you have these people who are like they've managed to open up this portal, and I'm not sure whether the portal was going to be in space. Okay. The portal was going to be in space. They're like based on the planet, I think it's Proxima C that I said it was. And the planet Proxima C is called Torres. That's the name of the planet. Like the planet Earth is called Earth. The planet Proxima C has the name Torres, which means tower or bull or something like that. I think it means tower in Spanish. And the reason for that is because, in my opinion, in this story, it's the Spanish who were the first people to actually go over to Proxima C and begin laying down the foundations and terraforming the planet. They were the ones who instantiated it, and it was a Spanish company that built the first settlement on Proxima C. So the planet came to be called Torres. But anyway, that's not really important right now. I mean, when it comes to designing these characters and drawing them, these things will become important. But for the moment, I'm just trying to figure out this spaceship. I mean, originally it was a spaceship, okay? It's about, the story's about people. The reason why it's called Darker, I guess, is because it's about people who fall into a black hole. They get trapped in a black hole, but instead of finding that the black hole is just this void of stuff, it's like the black hole is actually, or inside the black hole is actually organized space. It's not like a planet, it's not like a spherical planet, but there is a layout. There are green fields and there are certain things that you would expect to find, that you would expect to see if you were having like an amazing dream or something. You know, it's a similar kind of landscape that you would see in there. So that's what you see in here. But basically, the original idea was that they were on, so that they got trapped in a black hole, but because obviously nothing can escape the event horizon of a black hole, they the people who are living inside this ecosystem, inside this black hole, try and build a way out of the black hole. So they mine loads of materials, and they basically and they live for a lot longer period of time. They live a lot longer than, let's say, 120 years. So they start trying to build their way out of this black hole. So they build this big machine. So that's what you're looking at. This kind of circular thing is like the entrance to something like that. I'm not exactly sure what's going to be going on inside that place, inside that little hole there in the middle. But yeah, I would like to get something going with it. So yeah, I'm just gonna stay on the move today, I think. I'm just gonna see if this it's still going, still recording, but I am gonna get the full version because I reckon it's gonna max out at like an hour or something like that. And I actually need to check my storage. I need to check my storage on here because I'm pretty sure that I don't have that much storage. Well, I have 45 gigabytes isn't bad. That's 64. So I'll just keep going. But yeah. So this thing here. Okay. So basically, what I want to use this channel for is to basically get through this graphic novel with detail and speed. Yeah. And I found that I work very, very slowly when I don't speak. You know, my brother used to call me motor mouth. You know, there's something about the fact of reasoning and of talking through a subject, and of actually talking through a subject about me, that helps me to do it faster. For example, in math class or something like that. I'd find that if I talk through the problem and I'd actually talk through why algebra works the way it does, why we can get algebra equations to do what they do, if I'd actually talk through it, it would actually be a much better system. It would actually be a lot easier to understand than otherwise. So that's what I'm doing now. That's basically all I'm doing. So this thing here, I was just trying to figure out, okay, so it's like a space station basically that they're building, because it's the year 6000, it's not the year like 1 million, so we still have space stations that look like spider webs, if you know what I mean, with big massive tentacles connected to different pieces of equipment and all this kind of hexagonal and circular things with long pipes that people crawl through and stuff like that. That's basically the look for the that's the basic idea for the look of the thing. That's the basic idea for the look of the thing. So that's what I'm basically trying to achieve. So we've got this thing here. I'm not sure of the names of things. I'll just say now, I'm not sure of the technical terms for what things are called. So basically, if I'm trying to going forward on this channel, if I'm trying to point out the fact that something is doing a specific thing, or that a specific thing is works in a certain way, I'll just do that. I just say, oh, I'm talking about this, or I'm talking about that. So you have this particular section here, okay, which I'm trying to get a feel for. I'm trying to get an idea for how I could design it, basically, how I could actually get it going. So it's like, first and foremost, what is it? So there's some kind of, obviously, we have to consider certain things. We have to consider electricity, for one thing. We have to consider, okay, there must be an electrical current flowing through the the system, okay? So what is that electrical current? What is that electrical current? You say, well, the electrical current is an electrical current. What is the electrical current is a non-question. It's not really an effective question. The real question is what does it look like? That's all we really need to know about. So, for example, I said, I thought that, oftentimes when you see these space stations, they have like a section of it which is kind of ribbed. So like sections like this, stretches like of stuff like that, they'd be kind of ribbed. So the first thing I want to do is I want to color that in. So I just want to block that in. I don't think I'm using the right color, so I'm going to just change the color of it. So I'm just going to color that in. Yeah, so just get it flat for us to start with, and then we can start working out what it is and what it would actually, maybe it's worth trying to figure out what it would actually do. That could be useful, but it's not the most important thing. That's what occurs to me. That it's not, the end of the world if we don't know what this thing does. Excuse the notifications. You'll start to put up with them. I know how to cancel them, but quite frankly, I don't mind having the notifications rolling through the video, because I'm not trying to do something that's super high quality. I'm basically just trying to do some problem solving. For me, and basically, if you see the same problems arising, you see, okay, I've created a shape like that. It's like, well, what does it do? Answering these questions is much more important than making it all glitzy and making the video really spanking, sparkly and jazzy. It's not the most important thing. But yeah, so yeah, you have this thing here. So if you think about it, what I'm thinking is that basically if you have those things like that, obviously that's not how it's going to end up looking when it's finished. That's just like a rough example of how it would look. And I'm going to finish this video in a minute now, because this video is mainly a test to see how this program is working. But yeah, if you think about it, there'd be an angle here, okay? I don't know if I've got my brush cursor on. My brush cursor wasn't on, so I'm going to switch the brush cursor on. There'd be, if the thing was like that, there'd be the segments of it would be at an angle. That's how we'd perceive it. We'd perceive them going at an angle like that. Okay? So that's the first thing that's important. We perceive the segments going at an angle. And I'm actually just walking about the mall doing this. So I've just recently ditched my Apple Pencil because they keep on breaking. The batteries keep on flopping on me. So I'm just like, well, I might as well just keep on. By the way, I'm working on the iPad mini. I'm just like, I might as well just keep the battery, keep the iPad, and just save my Apple Pencil for like signing documents or signing autographs or something. I'm not exactly sure, but it just seems a waste just to keep on spending £100 every 2 months to replace a shot iPad Apple Pencil, you know. So anyway, we'd see that at a specific angle. We'd see that thing going at a specific angle. So it would look a little bit more like that. But then we're like, okay, so what's this thing here? What's this thing here? So when you look at the the thing that's just occurred to me anyway, I'm going to change the color of this. When you look at those videos of the NASA space station, the International Space Station, and all of that sort of stuff, there's always segments. You know, you never see just something that's just completely joined on. It has a joint. There's always a joint or several joints, which are either hydraulic or some kind of so usually hydraulic, but in space it's usually probably a little bit more gas powered, because I don't know about hydraulic powered stuff in space. Obviously they do use hydraulics in space, but because of the liquid and the temperatures of space, the liquid can, I don't know if the liquid can freeze, or if obviously they don't use water, but they maybe use a liquid that can freeze, you know. So you wouldn't want that. You wouldn't want the liquid to freeze, because then your joint's not going to work. But all I was wanting to say was that basically between here and here, there should be a separation where we can see, because I'm trying to get, as I said, I'm trying to get as much detail as possible engineering wise, but the purpose of this channel is to basically get that detail, to get that detail from you know what I'm going to have to do as well? I'm going to have to actually I'm actually going to have to bring up a YouTube thing, because when I'm posting these videos online, I'm going to, every time that whenever I try and post the videos up online and I'm not looking at the screen that's there, so you're just going to have to, YouTube's probably going to go crazy to me. They won't like this channel at all. They're going to defund it all over the place. But to be honest, it's for me. I don't care if I don't get a penny for it. I'll get a penny for the finished work. But yeah, so there'd be a separation between here and there. So for the moment, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in there with the blue. This might be something that you can do. I'm going to go in there with the blue. Obviously, it's not going to end up blue, but I'm just going to wind up the video just to see how this thing works. And there's going to be like little stuff. There's got to be a little kind of joints, like here. You can see where the brush cursor is. There's got to be like little things, like basically connecting this bit to this bit, and basically talking, allowing this particular pole here to talk to this hexagon looking thing here. Okay, but I'm going to close the video up there.